What's the worst example of an OP caught in a lie or controversy you've seen? I've lost the link, but I remember this case where someone posted a picture of a guy and his girlfriend and said he was my best friend. They were getting married, but he died in a tragic accident and got a shitload of sympathy comments and upvotes. Until someone who knew the guy in the photo came across it and showed it to him, who in turn posted a photo proving he's alive and said he'd never heard of the OP. It was amusing seeing that thread crash and burn, I gotta say. Oh god, I wish I had the link or username. But a guy came on our pics and posted a photo of him in his fatigues with a German shepherd on his lap, with something to the effect of "I just got back from Afghanistan. Haven't seen my boy in years." About a week later, another Redditor posted the same photo, saying "This is actually me, and I'm still in Afghanistan for another 4 months." Man, the K hunt was on. That went to our karma court and everything was resolved. He apologized and I guess it got better. I think one of my faves had to be the Tom Hanks son AMA. His older son commented in it, causing everyone to check out his user history. Lots of interesting gone wild comments and lots of bragging. Next thing he posts to ask Reddit asking how to hide his comment history. A while back a guy posted his sob story about his cheating wife. He basically found explicit text messages and emails to and from his best friend. He asked Reddit for advice and everyone is super sympathetic and tells him to move out from the house he shares with his wife and mother-in-law during the middle of the day. Then his best friend posts proof about how much a shithead the OP is and how he sits around all day smoking pot crack and going out to frick strippers in the club. OP sends him a nasty personal message which the best friend then posts for everyone to see. Please tell me someone else remembers this. The guy that did an AMA about being shocked or one of his co-workers was electrocuted. I forget exactly, in the thread someone called him out on doing a ton of AMAs previously, including one about having some super rare disease, and another about losing his virginity to his mother's friend. Reddit flipped the frick out and started sending him death threats and he deleted the account. Then he made a new one and posted a new thread in which he provided proof for all the other AMAs and Reddit felt like crap that day. I remember that. One of the things he got called out on was some post he made about something supernatural happening to him. Turns out it was a post in our Nalep. A bit before Christmas, a guy was asking for an Xbox 360 for his kid's present since he and his wife were having a tough time. People started looking around on his profile to make sure he wasn't scamming us, and they found some inconsistencies with his post and comment history. I think he posted about having his copy of Borderlands 2 stolen and maybe got someone to send him a new one. So if he didn't have an Xbox, why would he need the game? Someone found his username linked to other websites and he definitely seemed to be scamming good people. It was sad and angering to see the guy trying to take advantage of the kind hearts of Redditors, especially during the holiday season. Thousands of people got out their pitchforks and kept trying to get him to admit that he was a liar. Everyone was saying horrible things to him. In the time I've been a member of this site, I have never seen a downvote brigade and witch hunt mob form like this one before or since. He deleted his account after a couple hours of being harassed and having his overall karma go into the negative. Although I didn't participate, I remember refreshing his page a couple times out of curiosity and watching his comments go from -10 to -100 to -300 in a matter of minutes. The top post of our funny is a really crappy, very racist joke about black people not being able to read, and the title says something along the lines of "I'm black and I laughed," but people looking through his comment history showed he was actually white and especially a racist. This has happened so many times. If you want someone caught in a lie, this past Christmas there was an OP who was talking about not having enough money to get his kids presents. It soon turned out that he was trying to get money from Redditors, and if I recall he was fairly well off, and already had the present he wanted to get his kids, which was an Xbox. Or how about an OP who lied just for a reaction? You Warfalange had the idea to go to iGaming, I believe, and post that he had cancer and got a game. Something to that effect, which is posted all the time. Front page super quickly. A few hours in, he revealed that he didn't have cancer, and he put up the post just to see if Redditors would eat it up. If you look at his profile now, I guarantee plenty of those downvotes are people who have him res tagged or remember him doing this. You Carmen or deleted an AMA from someone who claimed to be Bad Luck Brian, and who everyone believed was bad luck Brian. Turns out the guy wasn't BLB after all, but people still hate him for that. They also hate him because multiple accounts or something like that. People care too much about karma. There are plenty more. You potato in my anus was subject of a lot of self-inflicted controversy, and probably the worst controversy was you violent Acres, SP, who was publicly doxxed after supporting the likes of our jailbait and our creepshits, so he lost his job. I imagine all the links in this paragraph led to dead ends, all banned deleted users and subreddits. I remember the one from the guy who wanted presents for his daughter. I believe it was on our random acts of Christmas. His story was very touching, raising a daughter and living in a homeless shelter, etc. Then when I go to the Amazon wish list, it is full of expensive electronics like a Wii U, iPad, etc. I knew immediately it was BS. I remember some woman posting a picture of herself after being mugged or beaten or raped or something. She had some pretty bad cuts, bruises, and swelling. Someone decided that it looked like makeup, based on the severity I guess. Then someone dug up a post she had made in her makeup addiction of some zombie makeup she did for Halloween, and that was all Reddit needed. They went on this huge crusade about how awful this woman was for faking her story for karma and what an awful BW every other gendered slur you could think of she was. Anyway, then she posted her hospital bracelet or some other such proof. But for a while there was a freaking mob out after this woman who didn't even do anything. I remember a while ago a guy posted a picture of a giant beehive inside the wall of his house. It was massive, about the size of a washing machine. Everyone was telling him that he should call an apiary, a bee farm, to get them removed safely since bee populations are at risk. OP replied that he ended up having to poison the hive, and the downvote brigade came down like nothing I had ever seen. Hundreds of comments berating him for not doing the right thing and letting them live. How horrible he was for killing them, with some naive environmentalists even bitching about why couldn't he just live in the house with them. The OP eventually explained that a family member had already had a scare due to the bees, and that he had already tried getting an apiary to remove the bees safely and they flat out turned him down. By the time he had said this though, the mob had done its damage. No mention of you trapped in Reddit yet? He was a fellow who used Karma Decay to look up earlier instances of reposts, take the top comment, and then copy it to the repost. It was actually pretty clever, and so was the guy who caught him, but he was a Reddit celebrity at the time. He was all over the site with insanely witty quotes at the top all the time, so inexplicably people felt cheated out of their precious upvotes. I didn't mind. I'd never seen the comment before and it made me laugh. I don't mind reposted comments any more than reposted content. I remember seeing him in an Reddit thread a few days later. The question was, where are you banned from? He answered Reddit. Never saw him again. I guess because he's never at the top anymore because I totally just checked and saw he still posts. Actually, someone went ahead and checked his posts after that and discovered only a very small percentage of them were from Karma Decay. So it was merely a single method he employed to gain karma, but it wasn't his main practice. What about the one where someone said that a hobo handed them some encrypted note or something? I remember it led to a building but I don't remember reading what came out of it. It was a PR move for some detective museum bulls that was opening up. I remember that LOL. At Christmas, 2012, a post made the front page after a guy got a Bible as his Reddit gift exchange gift even though his history clearly showed that to be something he wouldn't want. I bought him an RC helicopter and had it shipped in time for Christmas to replace his crappy gift. All I asked for in return was for him to tell me if he liked it and if it was fun to use. He wouldn't respond to either of my two messages even though he's still active on Reddit. You Twitter King. TL. DR. OP isn't butthole, but I guess the joke is on me. I still don't think I was asking for too much. That girl who got caught cheating via Reddit. One time a girl posted a pic of 2 joints to our trees and claimed she was going to pick her boyfriend up from the airport. Her actual BF saw it on Reddit, recognized her car and cigarette box and called her out on it, thus ending the relationship. I'll post a link if I can find it. Someone tried to invoke the Reddit army to prank his friend and asked people to post to a sub he created for that very purpose. He wanted you to say that you found a mysterious piece of paper with a piece of encrypted message and a city on it or something like that. Then he was going to send his friend a similar note, send him to the sub, and his friend would be all like, "Hoa, dude, conspiracy !1." Almost no one went for it. People instantly began pointing out all the reasons why the joke made no sense, and there was a ton of "we're not your army" backlash. Then, inevitably, angry redditors hit the sub he made and commented on every thread with links back to the joke description. I don't think it was ever nearly as big as most of the others mentioned here, but the whole post was so cringe-worthy and I thought it was hilarious seeing how fired up people on both sides of it got. This didn't involve the OP directly, but he started a thread in our art showcasing some of his best friend's artwork that was going to get published. Turns out it was stolen. And not just that, her entire portfolio was either plagiarized or copied from other artists online. In a matter of hours, this person's entire reputation was torn apart. People had her Facebook page shut down, called up her school, left death threats all over her website, and put up her personal info before the thread was completely shut down. The original artists who had their work stolen also sent her emails. I think her name was Mary Baxter if I remember correctly, and I don't think she's working as an artist anymore. I remember one a few months back where a guy claimed that his brother had died that day. At first, of course, people were sympathetic. It went on like this for a while, then the guy's dead brother's boss ends up saying that he saw him at work earlier that day. The boss then posted a picture of the dead brother holding a sign with Reddit on it and the date as proof. Everything was anarchy that day. The Amazing Atheist, a somewhat famous YouTuber, has a Reddit account, or had. The scumbag made a comment to a girl who said she was raped, telling her how he bet she enjoyed it and other sickening things. The witch hunt from then was amazing. I think lately a photo was found of him butt nude he sent to some girl to try to pick her up. The photo has since been spread everywhere. He deserves a long, drawn out, but kicking. Somebody told a story about how him and his girlfriend were just walking home and a group of thugs tried to jump them. He stated he pulled out his gun and killed each one, because, you know, he plays IRL with auto-lock on. When somebody pointed out how he was complete bulls, the OP bounced and deleted his account. There was a kid that said he was homeless and was afraid for his life future because he had no money and didn't know what to do. People offered advice and a place to stay, and the kid opened up a PayPal account so people could donate money to him. I think he probably got over a $1,000. Others did research and found out it was a scam. He was some rich kid on a MacBook. I remember on our Pokemon Get on Your Serious Business socks folks, some guy showed off his bonus disc for Pokemon XD Colosseum or something and how he had access to Jirachi, a rare Pokemon for those not in the know. He then offered to get a bunch in the game, trade them up to the current generation of games, and give them away to people. People gave him gold and showered him in the ever-precious karma because he was being a good guy and all. People were trading him their favorites and rares to also show appreciation. Then it came to light that he was trading hacked fake Jirachis, which is a big deal to a lot of people who thought they were getting a real, genuine Pokemon. Needless to say, the Poke community got upset. I know this is about others, but I once posted a picture of a guy who put a Baconator and Double Down together and ate it. I made a mistake and put Double Down and Big Mac. It was my first post. People made it seem like I clubbed a puppy. There was a guy in Yama who claimed to be a blacksmith weapons specialist fighter survivalist who was trained and raised by an old man in the woods somewhere. And then someone noticed the pictures he previously posted in Our Lady Boners. Our Lady Boners. Things went downhill pretty quickly after that. He tried to play it off for a bit too. I can't remember exactly who what debunked him, but he ended up deleting the account. There was a thread in Life Pro Tips of a kid who was giving out horrendous advice about credit cards and he didn't quite grasp simple economics about lending credit, and a lot of people were arguing with him about it. But that wasn't the big lie controversy though. People searched through his profile and found that he lied about many things, such as buying a Ferrari or Lambo or some other sports car, and the kid also claimed he was an adult. And he showed proof that he was an adult by uploading a picture of a Django Unchained movie ticket and his rated M games. His entire profile took an avalanche of downvotes in a matter of hours as his infamy was exposed. And he showed proof that he was an adult by uploading a picture of a Django Unchained movie ticket and his rated M games. That is hilarious. The one where the guy claimed he had a consensual sexual relationship with his sister. I was actually glad that turned out to be fake. Thanks Reddit for all the great responses. I had no idea this would generate this much interest. I have been reading these all evening. The amount of liars and scammers out there is astounding. I think part of what makes the Reddit community so great is the way we police ourselves swiftly and mercilessly. I've had it happen to me. I posted in our pics and made it to the front page with 2,000 plus upvotes. I began getting a lot of sexual comments because I was a teenage girl and my face was in the picture. Someone then decided to go through all my history and figure out all of my information. I don't know how, and he posted my other social websites, my name, the town I live in, and even the school I went to. It was quite terrifying and I ended up erasing my account and starting brand new because I got a lot of messages from people saying how sorry they were and it was probably a good idea. A mod even suggested it. It sucked gaining all of that karma and then losing it in one day, but I didn't want to risk anything. I was just about 15 years old when it happened. You weren't caught in a lie though. You were caught in the clutches of nasty basement dwellers who have jerked their dongs to nerve damage. Sorry that happened to you. The guy that posted a wonderful piece of art and claimed his girlfriend created it. It reached the front page and got called out. Dear Reddit, today I learned that people on Reddit will send death threats if you're not careful. Also, everybody cares about karma more than I do. Sincerely, BM. The guy who posted today about the murder caught on Google Maps satellite. He even said the police are now investigating. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video. Bye for now.